Hey everyone, and welcome to an all-new episode of the Dash It Out Show. Yes, it's been a long time coming, and today's going to be an extra crispy episode for everyone. Why is it so extra crispy? Why is it so extra crispy and extra tipsy and extra all that good jazz and spaz and all that deep fried bologna or whatnots and shits? Came up and knocked my microphone. Why? Because today our co-host, Mr. Brian Scott Gross, who is the head of BSG, a media and public relations company, which is known for working with entertainment companies such as Deaf American Recordings, Warner Brothers Records, Reprise Records, Electric Entertainment Group, Vivid Entertainment Group, and as well as the Lollapalooza Tour and so many others, okay? And he's here with us today on the Dash It Out Show. So let's go ahead and get this poppin'. Let's go ahead and get the show started.
Don't hold back how you feel. Welcome to the platform for the misunderstood and creatives alike. So roll a joint and pour a shot. You're listening to the Dash It Out podcast, the show that brings your after hours talk to daytime. No wrong opinions and all unfiltered. With your host, Vic Tour.
Hey, Brian, how you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Look even more handsome in person.
Excellent.
Okay, so I
make it happen.
All right, so I went ahead and briefly introduce you to everyone, but can you go ahead and just explain to everyone a little bit more who you are, what is BSG PR, and just go let us know a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so I'm a publicist. I started the winter of '93. I got my first internship, but I deal with all facets of media. I deal with all facets of public and media relations, taking my clients and introducing them to the world, or some that are, when I have clients that are already well known, strategizing what it is they're working on, whether it's any type of book release or film or music or everything in between. So it's the relationship between my client and the media and the public per se is I'm sort of the company.
Nice. And you said you worked within the media public relations for quite some time, 27 to 28 years, if my facts are correct, and counting, okay? Can you tell us a little bit more about the process? Like you said, you are the conduit between the artist and the public. So what's that process like?
The process is, gathering as much information and intel on my client, getting to know my client, making sure that we have a great working relationship, understanding their goals, understanding what it is they're trying to obtain. And then from there, finding the right information to go public with, finding out what they need my help with in order to brand build, in order to garner more interviews for them, everything in between that goes with building up what it is or getting a larger audience for what they're.
Nice. So the whole marketing and brand build. So building a brand. So essentially, your company don't only just handle the marketing aspect, but like most PR firms, they also deal with the branding. And the branding is very crucial, everyone. When it comes to any form of marketing, the branding is crucial to promote your works in front of a certain demographic. And in most cases, sometimes anyone from different demographics, different backgrounds can be interested in that work. And that's what branding is so vital. As a communications major myself, I've done a little bit of marketing here, there. But, like everyone, sometimes it's best to delegate the situation. I'm not also big in the whole marketing field. So I've talked and had my few shares with other PR companies.
This is happening.
So what was it like to formulate your PR company and have to have worked with some of the world's most largest companies and celebrities? Like, what was that like when you finally got your foot in the door, got the ball rolling, and to be able to work with other artists, work with other companies?
Yeah, going on my own was a big step. Sort of fell into it because I had 3 different people reach out to me at a time where I was sort of figuring out what my next move was for my career. And before I knew it, each person wanted to hire me to be their publicist.
That's
and
badass.
It just made sense to start a company and start taking on clients. And so it started with 3, and that was in, late 2000, and then, officially formed my company beginning of 2001. So it was, there were nerves, there was unsurety, there was a lot of help. I sought out guidance from, a lot of mentors of mine who had already been on their own as to how to do it, what I needed to know, what were the pitfalls, what were the challenges that I was going to face. And so it was really key that I had incredible people around me that helped me when I started my PR.
Nice. And you said you had people around you that helped you to start it. Are there any mentors or anyone that helped guide you that really inspired you and kept your feet planted firmly on the ground and kind of help aid you along your path, along your journey and becoming, the success that you are today? Was there anyone particular that helped you?
I had multiple mentors, and they're people that no one out there would know, but they were people that I worked for in different capacities, whether I interned for them, whether I was their assistant, whether I worked alongside them or for them in a capacity. Each step I took in my career, I built in another mentor. And then ultimately, I had other heads of PR firms who were so gracious with their information as far as, hey, this is how I started my firm, this is how it runs. So there were so many great people that I'm forever indebted to. Some no longer with us, unfortunately, but they were open arms. And so when people come to me and say, hey, I'm thinking about doing this, I would love your insight and advice. I try and be as open and willing and honest and forthright as the people were that helped me when I got started. Sort of a passing it down.
Interesting. Nice. Yeah, definitely passing the torch. That's interesting. Quick question: are you on an NDA? Because I know like a lot of publicists and a lot of people that work with PR firms and whatnot. I typically have to sign NDAs with certain clients. You don't have to say exactly which client, but have you been on the NDA or are you currently on the NDA now in which you can't share certain information here on the show?
Whoa.
No, absolutely. There are times when a potential client or a current client, obviously previous ones, have had information that they don't want to go public. So I sign NDAs. I've been doing that for decades. And it just protects them with their assets. And frankly, it puts something, on me to where I have no interest in going public with whatever the information is until the client and I. So NDAs are definitely an important part.
Okay. Is there anything you can share with us as far as any insider business tips, trips, and hacks and all that good stuff and sips and snacks? And is there anything juicy you can share with us?
I mean, I don't have anything juicy, but I always tell people you need a great accountant and you need a great lawyer. And once you have those two, you're on your way. And frankly, hiring, I've had the same person and a few people that have worked for me for over the years. And, managing people can be very challenging. And it also depends on how big you want your firm to be, how big you want your company to be. Do you want to manage a lot of people? I personally do not. So I have a very small staff and we work pretty diligently. And I'm very much not a micromanager. I let people, do their job. And if there's any issues, we deal with it. But I'm not one to stand over people and make sure X, Y, and Z are getting done exactly. I trust them, hire people, hire the best, let them do their job, build those relationships. Exactly. I mean, tricks of the trades or secrets, I don't really see any in regards to business as far as having a great idea, having work ethic, putting in the 10,000 hours, and then ultimately, building and learning and growing from where you start.
Okay. And that's the thing. Everyone have to start from somewhere, right? But the first thing is to start. And it's a buddy of mine who have a new business venture. And, he was so excited. He was so pumped. And, he started pouring shots. He started drinking and started, smoking a little weed here and there. Like, he just like going in, just like, yes, it's going to be so great. He jotted down ideas. So like, yes, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. And one of the things, one of my mentors and also my father, who is, I consider my mentor, always told me, do not celebrate until the work is completed. Okay, you celebrate too soon. You're giving yourself a reward that haven't been earned. That was something that I had to let them know. Like, okay, dial it back. Okay, I understand you're excited, but now it's time for you to put that energy into exactly what it is that you're looking to achieve. Yeah, like you said, putting in that 10,000 hours, getting the job done. I think that's a recipe for success. And yeah,
We just
definitely put in
witnessed
that hard
that
work.
this week at the Olympics. This week at the Olympics, it was the 10,000 meter race. It was a women's race, and sure enough, the person in first place started to celebrate. X amount of meters before the finish line, and she turned to her right, and she was passed and came in second because she started celebrating too soon. And if that's just not the model, if that's just not seeing it in broad daylight, that you cannot celebrate early. You can celebrate your successes, absolutely, but early will get you caught. And sure enough, we witnessed it literally days ago in the Olympics.
Yeah. A physical representation of finish what you started, party when it's completed. Okay, everyone here on the show, everyone that's listening, everyone that's tuning in. Okay.
Oh my God, bro.
It's some people don't like to hear that because it feels good to live in the moment. There's nothing wrong with having a little, bit of spontaneity in your life and whatnot, but there's definitely a method to the madness. Yeah, that's about it. So let's move along a little bit. So let's talk about you was executive producer of Reality X, The Search for Adam and Eve. Can you confirm or deny that?
Yeah, this was back in 2004. Partners and I did a reality series with Adam and Eve and In Demand. It was distributed, sounds so funny, it's via DVD, it's streaming now. But we created one of the first adult reality productions, and we shot it we shot in 4 cities in the U.S. and then the finale in Jamaica, and it was released in 2005, I believe, 2005 or 2006. It's been so long. Reality X, The Search for Adam and Eve, and we just looked for the hottest couple in the world, and we found couples in Florida and New York and Vegas and California, and then we had amazing judges. One of our judges was DJ Who Kid, of all people. He was incredible. He was hysterical. And then we flew the best ones down to Jamaica, and we had them compete. And then we had an ultimate winner. And the series did quite well at the time, and it was definitely ahead of its time as far as Love Island and certain reality shows that exist now.
Yeah, because one of the reality shows that really came to mind, it's funny you said it, was like Love Island. And it was definitely ahead of its time, definitely ahead of its time. And I really think that today's audience would have taken that a little bit more. Because okay, the marketing aspect was a bit explicit, and I loved it. I saw it on Amazon. I was just like, oh, this is intriguing. You got this hot babe on the top of the poster, but then you see all the Candace beneath her. It was almost like a reverse Bachelor in a sense. But then you also had the Bachelorette, and it's like these reality TV shows are always inventing new ways to keep listeners and viewers entertained, which is very intriguing. And yeah, it was definitely something. Everyone, check it out. I think it's worth checking out.
What's up? It's still a fun watch. It's still sexy.
Yeah.
Carmen
Sexy,
Lubana was
really
the host.
sexy.
She was incredible. Yeah.
Sexy as hell.
So
okay?
I know
I'll
it's out
definitely
there.
give you that. That's definitely something that MTV would have picked up in a heartbeat, okay? Because that was definitely something, okay? So
at the time it was, there were reality shows. You had the Osbournes and you had things that were developed and had an audience, but there was nothing that pushed the envelope. And we just saw an opportunity to bring in a company like Adam and Eve, bring in a former Star Search producer and creator, and ultimately create this show that pushed the envelope. That we had R-rated, but it was X-rated as well. And so we were just so ahead of the time. A few of us that still speak, we look back and smile because at the time there were definitely a lot of people who were unsure, didn't understand, what made them feel nervous. And you think nowadays that show would almost be tame, to be quite honest. So it's we're going on almost 20 years. So it's pretty exciting to think that we did this incredible production 20 years ago, and here we are.
And that's definitely it's your repertoire, right? It's your collection of your works that it's timeless. It's timeless, which is one of the reasons why I want you to come on the show to express to the world the fact how inventive you are, diverse your portfolio is, and it's very interesting. Now, for somebody who's looking to get into the particular field of being an executive producer, being a publicist, what are some soul replenishing advice that you can give to help maybe like an indie artist who's looking to get more exposure, or maybe a director who's looking to create works that will captivate audiences and listeners? What can you give that will help certain individuals who haven't reached a level of success that you was able to garner?
Well, I mean, again, it's about figuring out what it is you're really passionate about. And once you dial that in, learning as much about it, putting in the work, and then ultimately building the relationships, climbing whatever ladder. You should look at it as a ladder as far as, rung by rung, seeing growth, seeing improvements, seeing positive transformation in yourself and in the work that you're doing that's taking you on the road that you want to go. And ultimately,
right,
once you see different successes and accomplishments and you have goals that you achieve, you'll start to see more and more opportunity. But it doesn't happen overnight as much as we see it and we think it does. It takes time, and ultimately you're building to something hopefully long term. You're hopefully building to something greater than you, something that you leave a legacy with, something that you're proud of, that ultimately you can look back on and go, I did this, I accomplished things beyond my wildest dreams, beyond my goals. And
Nice.
So it takes time, it takes work, and it takes passion.
I love that. I know that question was a bit derivative from the previous question I asked, but I'm more intrigued about how elaborate that answer was, because not only was it informative, but it was also motivational. Yeah, thanks, Brian. Thanks, Brian. That was pretty dope, dude.
I appreciate it.
Okay, so yeah. So quick question: do you have any questions for me? I mean, you are my co-host. You're not just a guest. Kind of like want to switch it up here on the show. Like, Faris, do you have any questions for me?
Well, tell me what you're working on. Tell me what your goals are. Tell me what you're trying to.
Well, currently working on the Dash It Out Show podcast, launching season 3 after almost 2-year hiatus. Moved from DC to New York, and New York is so fast-paced, so much things happening. But I came here to kind of challenge myself. Now going to school, working on communications, and maybe contemplating working for a media relations firm that hit me back. Was like, okay, come back for the second round interview. And yeah, and like far as the goals and everything for the podcast, I definitely want to make it a little bit more lucrative. I would definitely love to actually start live streaming, hopefully sooner than sooner. And I'm hoping that somewhere down the line that maybe a major network can kind of like see the potential the show have and kind of take it and let's do something with it. Either they want to buy it from me because the concept is so fucking amazing, okay? Or they may offer me a deal, but like, okay, look, we kind of want you to come on and just do you. And of course, I'm not perfect, but I strive for perfection. Perfection is kind of hard to strive for, but it's just the idea of perfection that makes you always want to better yourself. And I definitely feel as though the show and myself needs a little tweaking here and there, but for the most part, I really think I'm onto something. when I have my guests come onto the show, I don't see them as just my guests. I see them as my co-host. And everyone say, well, is there a topic? What topic are you talking about? It's funny because I was talking to this baddie around my way here in Manhattan. We were just sitting by the water and relaxing, just smoking a little weed and stuff like that. And I was just telling her about my guests coming on the show, like my co-host, you per se. And I was she asked me, was there a topic? And I said, not entirely. Typically when I do my shows, I like to cater the topic around my co-host, brand or niche or business, just to give a little insight, just give a little insight. I don't want it to be too structured. I mean, a little structure is good here and there, but I just want the flow to be very organic. So I think that's something. I think that's something that is ideal. And I don't have the typical podcast. It's called a Dash It Out Show podcast. Show podcast. They can coincide, but of course they're a little bit different. The typical podcast is like 50 minutes long, sometimes longer. My show is typically 30 to 40 minutes long, just to keep up with listeners' attention spans. And honestly, according to analytics, I'm doing something fucking right. So I'm like, you know what? Let's go with it. Constantly evolve. I'm learning every day. And because this is season 3, and I have not done an official video podcast into this season, is the reason why I was like, let me get myself out there. Let's push the envelope. It's time to do something different. I've been on a hiatus for almost 2 years. Let's come back with a bang. Let's go ahead and let's put a face to that crazy, obnoxious guy that you hear screaming and shouting in your headphones when you listen to the Dash It Out show on Apple and Spotify. Okay. So let's go ahead and do that. And I was like, let's definitely do that. Yeah, no, my team was like, come on, we're going to do this and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, okay, let's do this and blah, 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 blah. And like, here we go. Here we are. So yes, I definitely have high hopes and, high hopes for everything, So it's a learning curve, but, I'm open to constructive criticism. One thing I hate and one of my biggest pet peeve is being complacent. Complacency destroys creativity. Simply put.
That's true. All that. No more. All I can say is no more hiatuses for you, man. You just got to go. You got to work and see where see where this takes you. Say where everything takes you. I appreciate being on this. I appreciate the time spent with you. So I know our paths will cross again soon, and I look forward to it.
Likewise, buddy. Likewise. Quick question. Where are you located?
I'm in Los Angeles.
Oh, you in LA? Oh, I'm in New York. Hey, NYC to LA. It's funny because
exactly.
It's funny you say that because it's gonna bring me around to a lightning round. Okay, I call it Dine and Dash. Now, essentially, what it is, to sum it up in a nutshell, is a lightning round. Okay, lightning round of questions, and you just choose either or from each question. Do you want to play?
Let's do it. And then we'll get out of here.
Let's do it. Okay, everyone. So let's Dine and Dash this. So, the first question. You prefer to talk or text on the phone? Talk or text? Talk, got you. Would you rather be born rich or born important?
Rich or important?
Uh-huh.
I'm going to go with rich.
You go with rich? You go by your importance. Love it. Okay. I'm not sure if you're a big fan of the question I'm going to ask, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Liquor or marijuana? Same. Functional. Okay. Country music or rap music?
I'm going to go rap, but certainly an appreciation for both. And the crossover over the last few years has been incredible.
Yes, definitely. You can't deny that. Okay. Bring me up to the question. New York City or LA?
Come on.
LA? Got you. I haven't been in LA long enough to really appreciate it. Born and raised? Oh yeah, that was
born and raised, man.
Got you. It's definitely gonna be NYC for me. Why? Because NYC, yeah. But yeah, I mean, you got beaches in LA, can beat that.
All respect.
All right. Yep. Okay. Would you prefer a home cooked meal or 5-star dining?
Home cooked.
Home cooked? Got you. Home cook is always the way. Always the way. Okay, last but not least, Okay? The Dash It Out Show or BSG PR?
Wow, it's gonna be me. It's gonna be BSG PR. It's got my name on it.
Obviously, right?
But I love your show, man.
Obviously.
So I
But
wish you
yeah,
nothing
that's
but the
it.
best.
That's all for Danny
I wish
Dash,
you
buddy.
nothing but the best. You gotta love yourself. You know
Thank
what I
you,
mean?
Brian.
That's where it all starts.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you. Of course. That's where it all starts, right? Man, it's been a pleasure. You've been amazing. You've been great. You look great.
Likewise.
You made this show amazing. Thanks. Thanks, buddy. Thanks. So just tell all the listeners where they can find your works, find your business, and if they ever need to contact you in regards to like future bookings, how can they get in contact with you?
Yeah, my website is bsgpr.com, and I'm on Twitter and Instagram at bsgpr.
Okay, everyone, you heard it here first, okay? Well, maybe not first, but you heard it. All the information will be linked in the description below, either down here or over there, wherever the description box is nowadays, which they typically always interchanging. But anyways, if you like this show, go ahead and give us a thumbs up. Follow us on all social medias. Be sure to be on the lookout. www.dashitoutshow.com, where upload all future content, older content. And if you have any ideas, if you want to just send me an email in regards to future episodes, go ahead and do that. Anyways, to go ahead and give another round of applause to our amazing co-host, Mr. Bryant Scott Gross. All right.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it. We'll see you soon.
Definitely. And anyway, for the most part, you have a great one. Enjoy the rest of your day. It's been a pleasure. All right, Bryant. Later, dude. Definitely. Well, that's that. I think that was a pretty great show. If I say so myself, I think that was pretty amazing. You know, Brian, he was definitely chill, definitely a vibe. You know, and I feel as though there's so much more there that I want to nick and pick at. But he did say that we will talk soon, and I know you heard that. So until that time, we definitely gonna talk. And until next time on the That Shit Out Show, I'm your host, Vic Dash Store. Hope you liked it, and I'll see you next time. Deuces.